It's interesting because, obviously from a win-loss, area, you would look at the schedule and you would think, they're not doing so well this year. And, that's a little bit frustrating for me because, obviously these schedules are, constructed a year to 2 years in advance. And you like to think that, every schedule you have, you're going to be competitive in. And here's the best part about this whole scenario. The team that I have this year, we are competitive in these situations. I guess to the average fan or someone who's just, pulling the results up to look and say, oh, a loss. Yeah, it looks like that maybe we're struggling. But here's the best part of this whole thing. We've got 3 to 4 girls in the lineup this year that have never seen competition for us. They have not been in the lineup before, okay? And of our losses, 9 of those teams were ranked. 9 of them, 60 or higher, okay? Some of them in the 30s. And if you go back and you really open that release and you look at those score lines of each court, what you see is a competitive match, okay? Now, we went to the blue-gray tournament and we lost 4-0. Well, that's a little bit unfair because, they stopped the match at 4. But what you don't see are those 2 to 3 matches over there that they're battling. They've either split sets or they're in a tiebreaker or, to that nature. So, yeah, I'm sure for anyone looking at it, you're like, oh, they're not having a great year. But we are. We are having a good year because the girls are getting better. They're believing. They're understanding process. Yeah, maybe the outcomes there is not there yet, but the process is there, and it's getting better every match. So I tell the girls this year, yes, we may take a few more losses, okay? But every day, if you can give 1% better every day, those 1% over amount of time are going to average, to a lot of improvement rapidly. And, that's what they're doing. That's what they're believing in. And yeah, we've got girls in the lineup that, maybe a couple spots too high where they should be. It's normal. It's part of process. It's part of growth. And I'm not upset about it. I'm not. I think this year is setting us up for our future. Okay, imagine if you have a 2 or 3 or 4 in the lineup this year that's maybe playing 5, 6, 7 next year or, somewhere different in the lineup. How much better are they going to be? How much more prepared are they for that year? So that's what we're doing, and that's the way we're approaching this year. And, granted, we lose to Auburn, who's number 19 in the country, 4-2. 4-2, top 20 team, SEC powerhouse. What does that say about this team? I'm very passionate about this. I can sit here and talk about it for a long time. And, sometimes, yeah, it does. I'll be honest. It rubs me the wrong way. And people are like, oh, wow, you're not having a good year. We are. We're having a good year. We're getting better, and as long as the girls know it and as long as the girls believe it, that's what matters to me. Well, once a coach told me before that it's all about perception. When an average fan is looking at the website and they see that you're, 17-3, like, wow, that's a good team. But are you really? Are you really a good team? If you're playing teams that you're so much better than, on paper, talent-wise, you're not getting better. Now, granted, you're right. I could have crafted this entire schedule where right now we'd be 14-0. But what does that, A, tell recruits? If they pull that schedule up, they don't play anybody. How am I going to develop as a player? Okay? And B, what does that tell my team? I don't really believe in you guys. I don't think you can handle a tough schedule. No, that's not what we're about. And you can ask in 2008, the first year that we started this program over again, January of 2008, I told the girls, I said, ladies, listen, every year this schedule is going to get tougher. Every year you're going to face more and more talent, more adversity. You're going to come across players who would rather, hurt you than lose. And that's what we've done. And that's the way this schedule was crafted. So, again, I'll reiterate, we're playing this level of teams so that we can become better people and better players. Because you find out a lot about yourself when things aren't going your way. You really do. That's in anything, whether it's coaching, whether it's personal life, whatever. You learn a lot about yourself. And I'm proud of these girls. I'm proud. They could have tucked it in a long time ago and said, this schedule was just too tough for us. But what you'll notice, if you come out there to the matches, they're digging in. They're fighting. They're pumping their fists. They're into it. They want to get better. And you can ask any coach of any school at any team. I'd much rather have 6 girls that want it so bad than a talent, than a team full of 8 girls that are just like, win, lose, doesn't matter. And so this is about the future. And I say that quite a bit, but this is about our future. And we are, next year, all the lessons we're learning this year, amongst some of the losses, no big deal, because next year we'll be better for it. The last half of the schedule, we've learned so many lessons so far, these 14 matches. We have. I'll be honest, a couple of them I think we could have squeaked out. I really do. And I think the girls know that as well. We've got Georgia State in here tomorrow. They're another, top 40 team right now. We've got Rice on Sunday, who's sitting inside the top 30. And I tell the girls, I said, ladies, what you need to understand is that these teams that are coming in to play you guys, they're the ones with pressure. Okay? They have to win technically, And I tell the girls all the time, look, if you just keep focusing on the task, okay, stick to your routines, just keep working, keep competing, leave it all on the court. One day, you're going to turn that corner, and you've accomplished what you set out to do. And granted, we've got a lot of tough teams left on the schedule, but we're not worried. We're not afraid. You know what? We don't worry about the win-loss record right now. We just don't. Go out there, give it your best, do everything you can for your teammates, for your coaches, and for your school, and you're a winner. Doesn't matter. It's all in how you approach it. So, like I said, I'm proud of these 6 girls. I mean, they're 5. Clara has, one thing about Clara, she's very diligent in a lot of areas of her life. Schoolwork is very important to her. She's very disciplined. Her tennis, I tell her this all the time. She would actually laugh if she was sitting in here. I just love to sit back and watch her play. I love to watch her compete. I love to watch her wheels turn. And she's got a God-given ability. She's just very talented. When she's really dialed in and she's stepping up, she's tough. When we were at St. Mary's last week in California, she was playing against the number 8 girl in the country, and they had split sets, and the decision was made, so they didn't get to finish. But that tells you what she's capable of doing. Tremendous upside. And yes, she's having an amazing year. And I'm happy for Clara. This is her senior year. You wanted her to have her best year, and we talked to her all the time about, look, you've got a legitimate shot at the individual tournament, and I said, what a great feat for you, your last year at Tulane before you go on to grad school in London. So, yeah, really proud of her. She's got a tough match tomorrow against Georgia State. The girl is very good. They played indoors last year, and she clipped Clara just a little bit. So I'm anxious to see this match tomorrow with Clara, but I think Clara's ready. She's ready, and she's doing a great job for us. One of the reasons that we're really excited to be back home is because our fans are so loyal, and they're so dedicated to us, and they come out and they really push the girls, and they're constantly cheering. And we ask everybody to come out because I want everybody to see these girls compete. They deserve that, and we love. They love hearing their name. They do. So I'm here to invite everybody to come out to the match tomorrow and push us to victory.